guys, welcome to Office Blokes Reacts. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm going out.
You're an out.
Out.
We are the Office Blokes.
Yeah.
And we've got a Patreon.
Yes, we have. Go to patreon.com, put in Office Blokes React. We've got loads of tiers there, starting at £1.50. If you want to support the channel, like loads of people have done already, which we absolutely massively appreciate.
Yep.
Yeah, go down there and have a look.
Nice one. And we've got a couple of other channels that who are you if you don't go and look at them? Who are you?
Office Blokes Try, where we try loads of different things from around the world. And Office Blokes Podcast, where we do 2 podcasts a week. One where we talk topical content on a Friday, and one on a Tuesday where Mike and I talk English Premier League football.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good stuff. So, Micky Flanagan.
Brilliant.
I've seen some of Micky Flanagan. I've seen a couple of his clips where 6-7 minute long bits.
Out.
Yeah.
I've seen out. And I've seen him on panel shows mostly though. And
He's hysterical.
He's hilarious.
He's the equivalent. He's the English equivalent of Bill Burr.
You think?
For me. Yeah. He's very, very, very funny.
He's along those lines, isn't he? Without a doubt.
He's a funny
He's
man.
really good. Yeah.
I think where I'd push back on that a little bit is Bill Burr has got the angry thing, whereas Micky Flanagan is always laughing and smiling, isn't he?
He's got the sarcastic side.
He's got
the out with the lads. He's out in the beer with the lads.
Yeah.
Sort of attitude.
Yeah. But Bill Burr constantly feels like he could lose it at any minute. You know, that's the kind of he's so pent up, isn't he?
But this guy's funny, man.
Yeah.
He's proper funny.
He's good.
Yeah, and this has only been out for 6 months, was it, on the YouTube channel?
I think it was, yeah.
I don't think any of us are going to have seen this bit.
Don't know.
So we'll get into it anyway. Micky Flanagan is all grown up.
You mustn't threaten to knife children anymore. This is a big no-no. We were threatened with knifing on a daily basis, me and my brothers and sisters. My mum, she'd put us to bed about 6:30. It's still light out. People are playing run-outs around the flats. Of course we're playing up. She'd come to the bottom of the stairs. If I come up there, I'll fucking knife the lot of you. Is that what you want, knifing? And then I'll run away, I will. I'll run away. If I come up there, I'll punch holes in ya. Punch holes in ya. We're all laughing. Mummy's coming off the Valium again. The other thing you mustn't do to children is burn them anymore. This is considered... You mustn't burn children anymore. If ever I was just staring out the window, daydreaming. My mum was stirring her red hot tea. She would seize on the opportunity to just give me a little tap on the side of the face. Oh yeah!
I do that with my kids.
Do you?
Well, I used to. A bit big now.
I do it with cold things all the time, frozen things, or if I've got a cold beer and one of them's sat relaxing, they get the cold beer on the belly every time.
Oh, the hot tea's always about stirring the hot tea and leave the spoon in for a bit, and then your brother or you coming up next to you just on the hand. It's a big trick.
That's just evil, that.
I always used to do it.
I did it with a match once on someone. Wasn't one of my kids.
I was the same.
Put a match out on someone because I thought it was a good idea, and he had like a scar on his neck for about 6 months. It was a stupid idea.
Yeah.
I woke you up, didn't it? Daydreamer. Thanks for that, Mum. Yeah, that was me relaxing for a couple of minutes. Can you imagine doing that in 2013? Down at Cafe Nero with the other middle-class mums. He's on his DS, I'm stirring me hot coffee, we're talking about our holidays. Oh, well, if you like camping, you should enjoy it and just go, yeah. Oh, just keeping him on his toes, you know. Back in the 70s, when people were proud to live on a council estate, no stigma, lovely. People would come in the pub, I've got myself a council flat. You go, woohoo! If you can just get on the sick, you'll never work again, son. You'll never work again.
I've known people actually do that sort of age 18 council house registered, even though they're ambitious and they want to work and everything like that. And then it might take them 6-7 years to get a council house, but at that point, they've got the shit together, life's sorted, move in, and then when you get the right to buy, you just buy it.
Yeah.
And it's like as a long-term move.
Is that still going? Does people still do that then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad bought his council house.
Yeah.
and sold it for a tidy profit.
Yeah, because
you bought it for next to nothing.
The right to buy is something like, is it 25% of its market value?
No, I mean, it's still going on now, though. They still actually do all that now.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like Micky Flanagan. He reminds me of my dad.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
We weren't the piss poor family on the estate. Every estate had a proper piss poor family, didn't it? A family you used to look at and think, we're skinned, but you're fucking poor, man. How did you get that poor? You know, you'd look in the house, you think, oh, no wallpaper. Sugar still in the bag on the table. The family where the brother had a baby with the sister. You weren't that family. Regular working class family, you know, Provident checks, free school dinners, grant uniforms. Things got a bit tough when they put the old man in prison. He did it. At least I got to sleep in my mum's bed, every glad. So, and you went to the local comprehensive, and you did fuck all. Stared out the window. We all left school with nothing. Nothing. Most ambitious kid in our class, Gary Hutton. You know why? He wanted to drive a van. He stood up flash, like the careers officer. He said, I'm going to drive a van. We erupted. We said, you fucking dreamer, Hutton. You'll never drive a van. No kid from this school has ever gone on to drive a van. This school is here to produce the people who carry the stuff to the van. They made you make stuff, didn't they? Made an ashtray for your old mum. Here, old mum. Keep coughing that shit up in the morning. There you go. An ashtray for your mum, bottle opener for your dad in the 3rd year, pram in the 4th year. But this is what we do now. We think about children's feelings now, don't we? We worry about what might influence them. We don't want to worry them, don't want to upset them. You can't do anything in front of children that might upset them. You certainly can't have a drink. This is a big no-no. Never bothered my parents. They would lead us to the pub on Saturday night, sit us all outside, and then we would lead them home. Pissed. Try and get money out of them, give us a tenner then. I don't get drunk. My dad used to get so drunk on a Saturday afternoon watching the racing, rather than come home like that, he would bring home a man more drunk than him. The drunkest man he could find in Bethnal Green. As an example of how bad things could have got. Some random drunk. Look at this geezer. He's blind drunk. He can't even see straight. I'm just like this. See what a responsible father you've got. And to add insult to injury, he just put this man at the end of the settee in his coat, hat, scarf, big red face. And he'd go to bed, leaving us to spend the rest of the night with a functioning alcoholic. He'd eat all the twiglets and fall asleep. Start having a row with himself. Fuck off, bollocks. Oi, fuck off. You fucking talk to me, I'll fucking come over there. Don't. You a fuck boy. Who do you think you are? Who do you fucking think you are? Who do you think you are? Fuck off, cunt. Fuck off, fuck off. We're trying to watch Happy Days here. Drug
I've seen a few people do that.
Everyone knows someone who's done that.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
My dad. He always used to come home with his mate.
Did he?
Pair of him pissed up.
Some guy did it on my bro's couch years ago, and he was like a friend of his missus or something, and he's absolutely hammered, being a bit of a liability, falls asleep and just starts throwing punches in his sleep. I think he smashed a glass or something, pissed himself as well on the couch.
No.
And we got a hold of his phone, and it was unlocked. Started sending pictures to everyone in his phone book, and I'm not sure how much I can really say.
Careful.
But,
I don't know what they do now with unlocking phones. When we go on the away trips on the bus, someone fell asleep and his phone drops out of his pocket.
Yeah.
And Aidan gets it and just goes, it's unlocked.
Really?
I'm like, hey?
That's a bit worrying. But I think there was one where if a certain person rang him out of his phone book, then a pair of balls would have been a picture of his friends.
Oh dear.
Well, this guy's hysterical, man.
Yeah.
It just reminds me so much of growing up.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's even for me, and we're a different generation, and I relate to so much of this as well. I went to the pub on a Sunday afternoon with my dad as a kid.
Yeah.
That was always a thing. Try and get a Coke and a bag of crisps out of him.
Well, my mum and dad were pretty smart with it because what they did, they got me a job in the pub as a kid.
Yeah.
So they were just there to keep an eye on you, really.
That's what my dad used to say. I'll keep an eye on him. I'll drive him down. And
I'll hang about till he's
I
finished.
used to drive home when I was about 12.
Designated driver.
It's changed in the UK, hasn't it? Changed. When I was growing up, teenagers had to hide the fact they were taking drugs from their parents. Now parents have to hide the fact they're taking drugs from their teenagers. It's all gone a bit skew-if. Family parties can be a fucking nightmare. Because you turn up and all the generations are there, and what happens is the teenagers hang around, talk to the old people. Teenagers are very serious people now. Oh, they're so earnest and serious. They come across, they've got their tofu. I've got my tofu, got my mineral water, I'm going fucking mental tonight. And they come over to you, hi, I'm Tom, I'm 6'7", 15. This is India. We met in Africa. We were building a well for the locals, They didn't want it, but fuck it, we built it anyway. We're going on a march tomorrow, Mick, against lactose intolerance. Would you like to come along? Over Tom's shoulder is a slightly overweight, balding man looking at me and going... I don't do it, obviously. I fancy it. Who don't fancy a livener at a family party? I don't do it because I'm terrified. Terrified of having a fucking heart attack. I don't want to be that bloke stretchered out at 10:30, ruining the party. What's the matter with him? Oh, he's having chest pains, apparently. And I just know the paramedics are going to mess with me. Mr. Flanagan, what have you taken, Mr. Flanagan? It was just a cheeky line, really, just a cheeky line. I wasn't gaining it, just a cheeky line. Yes, but Mr. Flanagan, I've got a really important question to ask you. Were you out or were you out?
Imagine having a callback like that you can just go to at any point.
That's what he's known as.
Yeah,
If anyone ever mentions Micky Flanagan, everyone goes, out. That's as soon as what anyone says, isn't it?
That's probably, that is one of the best comedy bits, the out that I've possibly ever heard, because that's so relatable.
No, just in the house. It's when he talks about going in the house, the American girl. No,
I'm saying the actual out bit where it's more, you're in your work gear and you've just popped out for a cheeky one. You're not out.
No, you're out. You're
just out. Yeah, and it's like the amount of times I've done that over the years. It's supposed to be home 2 hours ago. I'm not out.
Going out tonight.
Yeah. Genius.
Just in case anyone forgets. Were you out or were you out?
The guy's
he's brilliant. He's
I know,
just a popular guy, isn't he?
He had a year off, didn't he? and his excuse was his year off. He went, "I'm rich now, aren't I?"
Yeah, can't be asked.
Yeah, and he makes a whole bit. He wrote all new stuff, and he's just hysterical. He's very funny.
I'd say he's just dead relatable as well, isn't he? Really, some of the stuff he comes up with.
From a council estate.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if someone gets up to the level where they're an arena comic in America, we tend to hear of them over here. If you know what I mean, because they've made it. They're huge. He's an arena comic. That's a really hard thing to say.
I mean, that's where it was, wasn't it? The last sketch there.
I wonder how well known he is in America.
Don't know, because the only problem with British comedians going over to the USA is the accent. So he's got a very strong accent. It's like Kevin Bridges. He's got a super strong Scottish accent. One of the funniest guys on the planet. Yeah, but whether he go down well in, because a lot of people won't understand
the really broad accent, Kevin Bridges.
The amount of comments on that, if Facebook was a pub where people are going, I did not understand a word of that, but I just enjoy you guys watching it. Yeah. And it's like, that's a Scottish accent, but that's not the thickest Scottish accent.
No, I remember we've got a friend and she introduced me to her dad who was Scottish, and he was talking to me. I was just looking at him going, I have no idea what he just said. Yeah. I looked at my wife and I went, do you? And she's laughing. So I said, I can't be the only one. So I started bringing my mates over going, this is my mate Martin. And he's going, talking to him. And you just see the look on his face going, I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, I have a clue. My granddad had a Aberdeen accent, which is like the soft. It's quite soft spoken though, but
it's proper.
There was times where I struggled to understand him, and to the point where, as a kid, I used to worry about if I ever went to Scotland because I wouldn't understand anyone, and I'd come across ignorant.
That's why Jimmy Carr. Do you think that's why he's done quite well in America? He hasn't got a really
well spoken.
It's more well spoken.
James Corden as well, pretty clear, well spoken. Sort of like when you've got accents like Micky Flanagan, and he uses a lot of slang. Micky Flanagan as well.
Definitely.
Remember?
Yeah, of course.
I know.
I actually watched, before we started doing reactions, a reaction channel that's American reacting to Micky Flanagan, and you can tell, like, it's just eyes are glazed over with loads of them, and he's going, it seems funny, but I don't know. I don't get the reference.
Is it the same with us with the American comedians? There's certainly some of them that have got fairly broad accents that struggle with some words, but mostly it's fine. Is that because we maybe watch more American programmes and we get used to the accent more? Or
I think we grow up with a lot more. I was going to say we grow up with more American culture than Americans grow up with our culture. You know, TV,
that's what I was
movies,
thinking.
things like that. I don't know how true that is though.
Yeah,
because loads of big British TV programmes in America, British movies, British actors.
I mean, over the years, I suppose, haven't they? Because Monty Python's always, I know it's going back a long way, but it was out a long time ago, and that was always really popular, wasn't it?
Yeah. I suppose maybe they just don't let the ones with the really thick accents on TV in America.
Yeah.
What I do, I listen. But when I'm listening to an accent from around the world, I listen in that accent, if that makes sense.
No, doesn't make sense.
I don't just listen to what you say.
How do you say it,
in their
maybe?
accent. So how I would say it, or how I would... You know, especially if Thailand's not the worst, but the accents there are real hard to understand.
Is it? Yeah.
And you really have to listen in their accent, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I get that. Definitely.
I've not seen any American stand-ups that I've not understood what they're talking about.
No, me neither.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Have you?
I was just thinking of the American guy. I can understand what I'm saying, some words. I can't
Kevin Bridges.
Not Kevin Bridges. The American one, like the big guy with a deep voice. We've just done him recently.
Ron White?
Yeah, Ron White. I mean, he's got fairly broad sort of accent, and it's sort of like southern twang.
But it's all understandable.
Well, no, that's what I mean. It's understandable, but there's some words and maybe some slang that I don't know, but you do, in the context of the full sketch and what he's saying, you still sort of get it.
I think that Texas accent can be very, like, they speak well, if you know what I mean. It's almost like they're speaking the Queen's English in a funny accent.
Yeah.
I think they're well spoken, a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like the words they use and the phrases and stuff. It's proper. It's how it's supposed to be said, just in a strong accent.
True.
Yeah.
It's funny that
but
anyway.
It's good. Yeah, it's really funny.
Hope you guys like that too. Don't forget, like and subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.